Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 2 Corruption. Why do I keep saying that? Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. In the last episode, we explored Elysia, we got the boost ball, and we gave the vaccine to Aurora Unit 217. Ghor attacked us and severed it from the network, but it's still awake and able to give us a bit of help. So let's have a little chat with it.
What a terrible dream we were having. Thank you for purging our phase-on corruption and allowing us to awaken. There is much to do. We have communed with AU-242 on Olympus and learned that a Leviathan impacted Elysia and began spreading corruption. We must destroy this Leviathan and stem the tide of corruption as soon as possible. We have a plan, but Ghor's attack severed key communication cables, disrupting our access to Skytown's primary network. This prevents us from controlling Skytown and executing our plan to destroy the Leviathan. Ghor's plasma cannon should be able to fuse together the severed cables. We must ask you to hunt him down. Ghor may have changed, Samus. Be prepared to deal with that. Good luck.
Well, as we very much suspected, our goal for now is to take down Ghor. There are a few things to get on the way to where Ghor is, so let's head over first to the Steambot Barracks.
Ship status alert. Unknown entity approaching. Commencing hull lockdown.
So that's a bit of a hint of where Ghor might be if you hadn't figured it out. Well, you wouldn't have figured it out, but if you didn't know necessarily. Here we're back where we fought the Steam Lord, and we can activate this spinner here. Irritating, it's one of the vertical ones, but it leads to one of my favourite bits of, like, mechanics in the game. Not game-wise mechanics, just how it looks when the thing appears. You'll see what I mean. God, I just find that incredibly satisfying watching it whip, 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 whip. Oh, I love it. And it's a useful scan, which is nice. A structure is identified as a half-pipe. Boost inside the structure to gain momentum to reach high areas. And indeed, we can now, in order to proceed back, if we boost with good timing, we will slowly gain height and head up here. Here you get to one of these kind of weird lock things. You press A on it, and you basically just have to line up the three things by going A there, and then A there. Pointless motion controls, as this game is so very fond of. Let's cut over to the arrival station. So here, do you remember this satellite thing that I said we couldn't go to yet? Now this time we can. Oh my god, I probably should have boosted these guys, but hey, take them out with the charge beam's fun anyway. I'll have that healing, and yeah, so up here we have this little grab ledge. We could have done this before. Oh, we just made that. But we couldn't have done much because all up here is a spinner, but if we spin it, then we unlock a kinetic orb cannon, which takes us over to said satellite. I like how you can see the little landing thing appearing on the other side. That's great, and that gets us an energy tank, which is brilliant because that also heals us, which is useful for what is upcoming. Let's head finally over to the main docking bay, because an unusual entity or an unknown entity is approaching our ship.
Ship priority status alert. Hull armor taking damage.
So this is the game saying at this point, if you haven't figured it out, seriously, head back to your ship. Someone's fucking it up.
Ship priority status alert. Warning. Hull integrity is compromised. Armor damage is critical.
God, he is really going to town on that thing. Can't scan him from this distance, but he's just pummeling our ship. What a little bastard. Well, anyway, as you can imagine, from looking at that, Ghor may not be feeling exactly 100%. Corrupted is the term that springs to mind. So let's go and see how his mental state is faring.
Just in time. Don't you feel the power? Soon everything will be corrupted, including you.
Well, yes, time to fight Ghor. As you can imagine. So, Ghor. Shield repels weapons fire powered by a unit on his back. Ghor's energy shield is capable of repelling all weapons fire, but his back-mounted generator is exposed to attack. Overloading the generator could expose his well-protected critical systems behind his battle armor. Ghor's arsenal is considerable. Plasma-based beam weapons, attack claws, and a multi-missile system are at the cyborg's disposal in battle. These battle systems can be combined and fired at once in a devastating Alpha Strike. Target is also capable of high-speed ramming attack, although this is potentially dangerous if performed over a slippery surface. What's a slippery surface, you ask? Frozen fuel gel! There we go. So he crashes into the wall, and that is his back point, and that's what you got to damage to try and bring his shield down. Deal enough damage to it, the shield will go down and allow you to actually successfully wail on his head for a bit. At this point, it's debatable whether it's worth firing up hyper mode. I find not, because it's better to remain a bit maneuverable. So the trick is to freeze those, as you may have noticed, freeze those fuel gel puddles. You'll know when he's about to ram into them like that, because he'll do that like little spinny maneuver before he does so. You can get behind him the old-fashioned way, as in by just moving yourself behind him, but it's not the easiest to do. There we go. Oh, I just got him in time. Excellent. And then a charge shot to that will do it, and then time to wail on his face. Wha-bam! So, obviously no more doing the fuel gel tricks, they got rid of the fuel gel puddles. Instead, I really don't want to think about what that thing is, but it's our target. Boost through it. And you will knock him down, and then again, it's the same approach of... Oh no, you don't want to get his backpack, you want to get his face. But unfortunately then he just stopped with his face to a wall, which was not helpful. I think we've done half damage to him, but I can't really tell because I can't see. He does this mad spinning attack. You just got to wait for him to chill out following this. And then you'll get a chance to boost into... Oh no, there we go. His face is his face. The game calls it his main CPU, that thing coming out of his abdomen, let's say. That's your main chance to hit it there when he's doing that like plasma whirl attack. And then you can get a chance to wail on his face. This is where hyper mode is helpful. There we go. Let's load a whole tank into him. That did a pretty decent amount. He's got a lot of health because he's a massive fucking armored cyborg. But your best chance to hit him is, there we go, when he's doing that kind of plasma sweeper, then you go bam and boost straight through the family jewels, and then once again load another tank into his face. Oh good, he's gone hyper. So he's obscenely powerful here, but like all enemies, hyper mode can be countered with more hyper mode. So just keep injecting tanks and just blasting into him until he dies. So fortunately, despite the fact that his exoskeleton blew up and then Dark Samus as ever high-landed up his soul, the one thing that we needed from him somehow remains. So yes, we get the plasma beam. So, we can use our ship now as a static save point, but it's been damaged, it's unable to fly in its current state, auto-repair functions initiated, so we do have to wait a bit before we can use it again. The plasma beam, much like, you may remember it from Metroid Prime 1, but much like the ice missiles, it now just fully upgrades our beam. There's no beam switching in this, it fires with exactly the same speed of the power beam, except it is fire-based and it does more damage. So it's very useful in combat, but it also means we have these things. The alloys within the metal are vulnerable to heat. High temperature shots could melt it. So anything that talks about high temperature stuff, we can now melt with a charged shot. Well, you can do, I think, a couple of regular shots will sometimes do it, but a single charge shot is usually the easiest way of doing it. And we have, I believe, a new enemy up here. That was a lie. Perhaps it's round the corner. Oh no, it's in the next room, that's it. Now I remember. But yeah, this opens up quite a lot to us. Here we go. This planet apparently has its own version of Shriek Bats. This is an Elysian Shriek Bat. It's a mechanical variant that will explode on contact. I guess the Elysian little droids built it to defend themselves. How interesting. Anyway, we can now head over to the transit hub. Now here, rather than doing a convoluted series of zip lines, we can actually skip out some of the problems by, number one, we take a morphball cannon over to the first bit. And then over, that's not where I thought I was going to be. Yes, but basically there's a way of avoiding a lot of the zip lines now, because they can be a bit tedious and you can't really switch off during them, you have to keep being alert. But yes, there's this cannon here that I pointed out that is surrounded by slag. And we can melt the slag away now and reveal underneath, indeed, a functioning morphball cannon. If we hop in, come on, whoop, whoop, there we go. Wonderful, so this brings us straight over to near the Aurora unit. There's just some lifts and stuff to do, so I will just head straight into the Aurora unit. Underneath it, the chamber where Ghor fucked stuff up, I'll see you there. So another advantage of the plasma cannon is we can do welding, which means we can repair stuff like this as long as you basically just... There'll always be two nodes in these, and you just need to hold A, confusingly not B, and connect them in a roughly straight line. You don't need a particularly steady hand to do it, so you're fine. And you go whoop, and just go from A, and then pick it up and weld over to B, and there we go. So with that... 217 is now back online, so let's head up there and talk to him. Them. They refer to themselves as plural, so I suppose they should be them. Because that's also gender neutral as well, so it works for everyone. The nice thing now is now that 217 is completely back online and connected to the network, they are now a viable scan. Morphology, Aurora Unit 217. Organic supercomputer in charge of maintaining Skytown. Let's have a little chat.
Thank you, Samus. We have restored our connection to Skytown's network. Now we can execute our plan to destroy the Leviathan. We must first disable the Leviathan's protective shield. Unfortunately, the generator for this shield is hidden beneath the dense clouds of Elysia, and so is impossible to reach directly. As an alternative to destroying the generator, we have calculated that a massive thermonuclear explosion would likely destroy the shield itself. This facility possesses the components to create such a device. We would like you to build this device and drop it on the Leviathan's shield. Unfortunately, the components are too large for you to lift unaided. You will need assistance to move and assemble them. There is a Federation landing site far to the east of Skytown. You will be able to find something to help you there. We will upload the current map data of this area to your suit. This should help you get started. Good luck, Samus.
So we get the map for this area. I love how the first one is like, oh, use your fancy ship missiles to destroy the generator. This one is like, ignore the generators, drop a fucking nuke on the shield itself, that'll work. So let's have a little look at the map. So our goal is way over here. No, that's not how the power works. It's way past here, in this kind of area here, the Skytram. So if I bring up the map, you'll see it's actually somewhere over here. So we will get to that pretty soon. For now, don't need a map visualizer. I'm going to head here to the Spire Dock and then head left over to kind of this bit here. So I will see you at this section here that I'm pointing at.
Ship status update. Auto repair functions complete. Ship is ready for use.
So that's worth knowing. We can now use our ship again, which means if you needed to head to another world for any reason, the option is there. This area, once again, you could have come here earlier. Nothing was stopping you, except there was nothing to do here, so as ever, I didn't show it off. Up ahead, we got an orange door, and because this is a Skytown one, it's a different scan. These are the easy ones to forget. So let's... But now what we can do is actually we can open orange doors. So hey, let's head through and encounter another obstacle.
Samus, perhaps what you require to access the Federation landing site in the east is not on this planet. The item you need may reside in the world you have previously.
Game being incredibly subtle there, basically saying, go back to Brio, you'll need something from there in order to help yourself proceed. Yes, what we saw there, I didn't scan it, but it requires an upgrade we definitely don't have at the moment. If we go through that tunnel, then technically that's the way we need to go, but there's a cheeky little update down here. If we head down, we melt that slag. There's a little upgrade through there, but in the meantime, I'm going to make my life a bit easier and open this door back with a little twisty-do. So that means we don't have to go through the tunnel again over the top. But for now, we go through this second tunnel here. Are you paying close attention? And, oh, going through tunnels with the boost ball is so much fun. You have no idea what's going on, but it's happening quickly. But when we get to the top here, we get a nice little upgrade for... Oh my god, this is huge. There we go, for our ship missiles. We haven't used them in a while, but because they're like power bombs, you just don't... You only use them when requested to by the game, essentially. But now what we need to do is head over here, and there's an upper door, but that's of no use to us. We actually want to take this lower door, which has eluded me over here. Come on. Please open. There we go. And so this goes to a large open area.
Samus, the security locks have been engaged on this landing site. This was surely a result of Ghor's recent activities. I will unlock this area, allowing you to command your ship to land.
Well, when he says I will unlock the area, what he actually means is I will give you the opportunity to unlock the area yourself. Wonderful. But yes, now that our ship is also recovered, we can command it over here. And with the strong hints that we want to go to another planet in order to proceed up that kind of weird, greeny, shiny surface, the ship will in fact come in very useful. And this is all work for next episode. So this episode, we've taken down Ghor, another one of the corrupted hunters, and stolen his plasma cannon. So we've got fire from Ghor and ice from Rundas. Wonderful. So next episode we're going to be heading back to Brio to... Well, there's a lot we can do in Brio with the plasma cannon and the boost balls. So we're going to head back there and do a fair bit of exploration there. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me then. Good day.